Hello and welcome back to Esoteric AI. Today, we're diving into a monumental work in esoteric literature, The Secret Doctrine, by Helena Blavatsky. First published in 1888, this book has significantly contributed to modern theosophy and offers a rich cosmology that blends Eastern and Western spiritual traditions. Let's explore its content, themes, and lasting influence. Ready to embark on this journey into ancient wisdom? Let's get started. The Secret Doctrine. This book by Helena Blavatsky is a monumental work in esoteric literature, first published in 1888. It represents a significant contribution to the development of modern theosophy and offers a comprehensive cosmology that blends elements of Eastern and Western spiritual traditions. Here's a deeper exploration into its content, themes, and influence. Volume 1, Cosmogenesis. Volume 1 of The Secret Doctrine, by Helena Blavatsky addresses the origin and evolution of the universe. Blavatsky synthesizes elements of science, religion, and philosophy, asserting that all major world religions and mythologies stem from a common source of primeval wisdom. Here is an expanded explanation of key concepts and themes in this volume. The Secret Doctrine, Primeval Wisdom. Blavatsky introduces the idea of a secret doctrine, an ancient wisdom tradition that underlies all religious and philosophical systems. This doctrine is believed to be a repository of universal truths about the nature of the cosmos, life, and consciousness. She claims that this wisdom was passed down through the ages by enlightened beings, often in secret, to preserve it from corruption. This esoteric knowledge is thought to be encoded in the myths, symbols, and religious texts of various cultures. Cosmogenesis, the creation and evolution of the universe. The stanzas of Zion. Blavatsky bases much of her cosmological framework on what she calls the stanzas of Zion, ancient verses that she claims to have translated from a secret book of wisdom. These stanzas form the foundation of her cosmological teachings. The 7 Cosmic Principles. According to Blavatsky, the universe is described as emanating from an unknowable, absolute principle. Blavatsky outlined 7 stages or principles through which the cosmos evolves. These principles are: the Absolute, which is the ultimate, unmanifested reality from which everything emanates. The Universal Mind, that is the first manifestation, often referred to as the Logos or Divine Thought. Cosmic Substance. Cosmic substance is the primordial matter that serves as the basis for all physical manifestation. The creative forces. These are the intelligent principles that shape and organize the cosmos. The plane of manifestation. These are the various levels of reality, from the most subtle to the gross physical world. Life energy, the vital force that animates all living beings. And consciousness, which is the awareness that pervades all levels of existence. The 7 rounds and root races. Blavatsky describes the evolution of the universe as occurring in 7 great cycles, known as rounds. Each round represents a complete cycle of cosmic evolution, involving the creation and destruction of worlds and life forms. First round, the initial stage of materialization, where spirit begins to descend into matter. The other subsequent rounds represent a further densification and diversification of life and forms, with each cycle bringing about more complexity and refinement. The 7th round is the final stage, where all forms return to a spiritual state, completing the cycle. The 7 root races. Parallel to the cosmic cycles, humanity evolves through 7 root races, each corresponding to specific stages of spiritual and physical development. Detailed in Volume 2, but interconnected with the cosmological framework. The nature of the soul and spiritual evolution. Here Blavatsky introduces the concept of monads, which are individual sparks of the divine essence. These monads undergo a long evolutionary journey through various forms of existence, gaining experience and consciousness. Blavatsky talks as well about reincarnation, where the soul's evolution is facilitated through reincarnation, and the monad inhabits different bodies across lifetimes, progressively advancing in spiritual awareness. Karma. The law of karma governs this process, ensuring that each action has consequences that shape future experiences and incarnations. Symbolism and allegory. Blavatsky emphasizes the symbolic nature of religious myths and texts. For example, creation stories in different cultures are seen as allegories of cosmic processes. Symbols like the serpent, the tree, and the cosmic egg appear in various traditions and are interpreted as universal symbols of spiritual truths. Blavatsky goes further, talking about the integration of science. While seeing the critical materialistic approach of contemporary science, Blavatsky attempts to show that true scientific inquiry, free from dogma, will eventually align with the esoteric wisdom she presents. Science, religion, and philosophy. Blavatsky seeks to synthesize the insights of science, religion, and philosophy, arguing that they all point to the same underlying truths when properly understood. Blavatsky also criticizes the materialistic outlook of 19th-century science for ignoring the spiritual dimensions of reality. The holistic approach of Blavatsky anticipates later developments in fields like quantum physics and holistic science, which recognize the interconnectedness of all things. Volume 2, Anthropogenesis. In Volume 2 of The Secret Doctrine, Helena Blavatsky delves into the complex and esoteric history of human evolution. She presents a detailed account of humanity's development through 7 root races, each representing distinct stages of spiritual and physical evolution. Blavatsky's narrative weaves together elements of myth, religion, and occult knowledge, proposing an alternative history that challenges conventional scientific and historical perspectives. Human evolution, the 7 root races. Blavatsky's concept of the root races is central to her theosophical teachings. Each root race represents a significant phase in the evolution of humanity. First root race, the imperishable sacred land. Described as ethereal and astral beings, the first root race was a non-physical, highly spiritualized form of existence. These beings were more like energy entities than physical humans. They lived in a state of pure consciousness and had no need for physical bodies. Second root race, the Hyperborean. This race is said to have inhabited regions near the North Pole, in a time before the Earth had solidified. They were semi-astral and began to develop rudimentary physical forms. The Hyperboreans were still highly spiritual and maintained a connection to higher realms. Third root race, the Lemurian. The Lemurians were the first to develop substantial physical bodies. They lived on the continent of Lemuria, which Blavatsky placed in the Indian and Pacific Oceans. They were giants compared to modern humans and possessed advanced spiritual abilities. According to Blavatsky, Lemurians reproduced asexually in the early stages of their development. Over time, Lemuria faced cataclysmic events leading to its destruction, attributed to moral and spiritual decline. Fourth root race, the Atlantean. The Atlanteans inhabited the legendary continent of Atlantis, which Blavatsky located in the Atlantic Ocean. They were technologically advanced and had a deep understanding of both spiritual and material sciences. However, their misuse of power and moral corruption led to their downfall. The destruction of Atlantis is depicted as a significant event in human history, with surviving Atlanteans contributing to the rise of later civilizations like the Egyptians and Mayans. Fifth root race, the Aryan. The Aryan race, to which modern humanity belongs, is characterized by intellectual and cultural development. Blavatsky's use of the term Aryan is distinct from its later, racially charged interpretations. This root race continues to evolve, and Blavatsky believed it would eventually give way to the sixth root race. Sixth root race, the future race. Blavatsky foresaw the emergence of a new root race that would be more spiritually advanced. She suggested that this race would bring about a higher state of consciousness and unity. Seventh root race, the final race. The final root race is envisioned as the culmination of human spiritual evolution, achieving a return to a more ethereal, divine state similar to the first root race. Atlanteans and Lemurians. Blavatsky's detailed accounts of the Lemurians and Atlanteans are among the most intriguing aspects of her work. Lemurians. The Lemurians are described as an ancient civilization with advanced spiritual abilities. They were giants and had a different mode of reproduction before developing sexual reproduction. Lemuria's downfall was due to the misuse of their spiritual powers and a decline in moral values. Cataclysmic events eventually submerged the continent, leaving only fragments of its existence in myths and geological formations. Atlanteans. The Atlanteans are perhaps the most famous of Blavatsky's root races. They are depicted as possessing advanced technology and knowledge, which included flying machines and other marvels. However, their pride and moral corruption led to their destruction in a great flood. Blavatsky's narrative suggests that the remnants of Atlantean knowledge were passed on to subsequent civilizations, influencing their development. Symbolism in mythology. Blavatsky interprets ancient myths and religious texts as allegories that encode esoteric truths about human and cosmic evolution. The universal symbols. She argues that symbols like the serpent, the tree of life, and the flood myths found in various cultures are not mere stories but symbolic representations of spiritual truths and historical events. Comparative mythology. Blavatsky goes far by comparing myths from different cultures. Blavatsky attempts to reveal a common esoteric heritage. For instance, she draws parallels between the Atlantean myths and stories from Hindu, Greek, and Mesoamerican traditions. Lost Continents and Civilizations. The book asserts the historical reality of lost continents like Lemuria and Atlantis, suggesting that mainstream history has overlooked these significant epochs. Blavatsky argues that remnants of Atlantean and Lemurian knowledge influenced ancient civilizations, such as Egypt, India, and the Americas. These civilizations retained fragments of esoteric wisdom, which manifest in their religious and cultural practices. What are the impacts of this book by Blavatsky? Theosophical Society, founded in 1875 by Blavatsky, Henry Steele Olcott, and others. The Theosophical Society used the Secret Doctrine as a cornerstone of its teachings, promoting ideals of universal brotherhood, comparative religion, and spiritual evolution. Influence on modern esotericism. The book inspired various spiritual and occult movements in the early 20th century, influencing figures like Annie Besant, Rudolf Steiner, and Alice Bailey, and contributing to the rise of the New Age movement. Eastern spirituality. Blavatsky's work played a significant role in popularizing Eastern philosophies, such as Hinduism and Buddhism, in the West, fostering a more syncretic approach to spirituality. The Secret Doctrine is not just a book, it is a compendium of esoteric wisdom that aims to provide a comprehensive understanding of the cosmos and humanity's place within it. It challenges readers to look beyond conventional religious and scientific paradigms and consider a more integrated, mystical perspective. Blavatsky's attempt to synthesize ancient wisdom with contemporary science and religion reflects a bold intellectual endeavor to bridge gaps between diverse fields of knowledge. By asserting the existence of a hidden tradition that connects all major religious and philosophical systems, Blavatsky contributed to a revival of interest in esoteric and occult traditions in the modern world. Despite controversies, the Secret Doctrine continues to be studied and respected within various esoteric and spiritual communities, maintaining its place as a seminal work in the field of theosophy. The Secret Doctrine remains a cornerstone of theosophical literature and esoteric studies. Its ambitious scope, encompassing cosmology, anthropology, and metaphysics, continues to provoke thought and inspire exploration into the deeper mysteries of existence. Blavatsky's work challenges us to transcend superficial understanding and seek the hidden truths that she believed underpin all of creation. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of Helena Blavatsky's The Secret Doctrine. If you found this video insightful, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more deep dives into esoteric wisdom. Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let us know how Blavatsky's work has influenced your spiritual journey. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring.